In this third video in the series about using our rice wash water and adding it to the compost, I want to make it really clear that for us, particularly in the tropics, our compost is quite different this season, which is our hot, dry season, different than it is in the rainy season when it's really wet and soggy. I do keep it covered all the time, but there's just much more moisture around in the rainy season, and in the dry season, yeah, everything just dries out. So adding the rice wash water cocktail to the compost, you can just pour it on and it'll be okay, but at this time of the year, most of it's just going to evaporate and it's not really going to penetrate. So what we need to do is add it so that it's going to be most beneficial, and there's a couple of techniques that we can use to do this. One method for adding the rice wash water cocktail to the compost so that it's beneficial in the dry season is to put holes into the compost like this and just work it so that the holes go down into the center of the compost, and then you're able to get the rice wash water cocktail, give it a bit of a mix, and then pour it down into those holes. And this way, it's getting down into the center. Pour a bit on the top as well. And that's going to help it to really reach the interior of the compost where all the activity's happening and all the goodness is going to be really worked in together. But if we only pour it on the top of the compost, even if the compost is covered, then a lot of it's going to evaporate and it's just going to die off and not be effective. And the other way to do it is to turn the compost and then add it as I'm turning it. This also helps to prevent evaporation and get the maximum goodness from your rice wash water cocktail. And then in the rainy season, when everything's soggy and wet and the air pockets in the compost bin are full of water, the microbes don't like that. It's going to go anaerobic and stinky. But by adding the rice wash water, particularly if it's got the PSB in it, this will then generate more goodness and make more use of the beneficial bacteria that are in your compost, because the PSB and the starch in the rice wash water is going to help eat that bad bacteria and turn it into goodness for your plants. And so instead of having a stinky compost pile, you'll have a sweet smelling compost pile. And the key to adding the rice wash water cocktail in the wet season is to not put so much water in the can. You make it a concentrate, and so when you add it, mix it in more thoroughly with the compost, but add a concentrated amount so that you're not putting too much more liquid into your compost as well. So by adding your rice wash water with photosynthetic bacteria into the compost in a more concentrated form, it's going to help devour those stinky gases that come from the bad bacteria and turn it into goodness for your garden. And if you're interested to know how to make your rice wash water from start, check out this video. And if you're interested to make photosynthetic bacteria, you can check out this one. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and I hope that you'll keep coming back for some more. So please subscribe, like the video, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Thanks very much for watching.